What's going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Expanding Your Success Mindset. I'm your host, Portia Shea Sarah Dorsey, aka Professor P, and we are expanding your success mindset. I already said that. Okay, on today, not on yesterday or on tomorrow, on today, I want to talk about the power of our word. The power of our word, written and spoken, y'all. So, words have frequencies. Stay with me. Words have frequencies. This should not be a foreign concept. If you are a student of success, this concept should not be foreign. Words have frequencies. You can look at the experiment, the water experiment, where there was a scientist and he put different words, he projected different words onto water. And when he froze the water, the molecules for good words, positive words like love, stuff like that, the water molecules were very beautiful. They were very pretty and very symmetrical. And when he looked at the water molecules that had bad words projected, negative words projected onto them, the water molecules were very like ugly. They had no form, no shape. They were just ugh. And so, knowing that our bodies are 70 to 80% water, right? What you say to yourself, either out loud or in your head, it directly affects you on a cellular level. That is so, so important. And I'll leave the name of the experiment in the comments so you guys can look that up. Okay, but that is so important. So words have power. We know that words have frequency. So we have to watch what we say. And a way to tell this is to feel the difference that different sentences make. So let me explain what I'm talking about. I was meeting with a client and we were talking about, she was talking about being frustrated or not feeling like she had enough time to do certain things and being behind in certain things. And I said, yeah, but do you want to live in that? Do you want to, yeah, I don't have enough time. I have like a lot going on. I have too much going on. I don't have, right? Like, do you, like, because you're creating that when you say that over and over, when you're projecting it and you're explaining it and you're sharing it over and over with different people, right? You're retelling yourself. Remember, we don't have enough time. Now, that feels closed. It feels restricted. It feels frustrating. It feels like, right? Like tight. Now, what if, and I was telling her, what if you said like, oh, I have enough time. I always have enough time. Or what I have to do is actually very simple. Like I don't even need that much time to get this done. Like it's actually going to be very simple. I have enough time. I'll just knock it out here. Like I'm actually not that tired. Like I can actually just do that now, or I can do that when I get off work. Like I won't be that tired, right? Like, and I was saying, like, doesn't that just feel better? Doesn't that just feel freer? Like, just say what you want. Only speak the outcome that you desire. Only assumes the outcomes you desire. So if you are in the moment of something and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can never win, or oh, man, this always happens to me. That people say that one a lot. Be careful with that one, because you are constantly recreating these scenarios. So that's why it's always happening, because you're always saying that it's always happening, right? And so the power of our word, it is just so, so, so powerful. And it may not change the situation right away. Meaning, if you say, man, I'm too tired to do this stuff at night, right? If you change that and say, oh, I actually have a lot of energy at night. Now, it doesn't mean that from now on, every single night, you're going to have a lot of energy. But telling yourself that oh, I have enough energy to get started. I can get this much done, and that'll help me out for the next night. Telling yourself that, doesn't that just feel better? Like, wouldn't you rather affirm the outcome that you desire and then open up the possibility of what you really want, versus constantly saying, "I never have enough time. I'm too tired at night to do that. I cannot do that at night." Like it just closes off all possibility of you being productive after a certain time when you say that. Now, I'm not saying it's not your reality, but just try. See how that feels. Like, loosen it up. Like, you know what? I'm not that tired when I get home. I can get started on some stuff. I can do like an hour a night. Like, I'm good. I have time. It feels more relaxed. It feels more productive. It feels lighter, right? It feels more open. It's not as constricted and as tight and frustrating. And so that's what I'm saying. When you recognize that your program is playing, catch it. That's metacognition, right? Think about what you're thinking about. When you're talking to someone, when something happens in the moment and the first thing out of your mouth is affirming why it happened, that's your program running. That's not you. This goes into a whole other discussion about thinking. We think. 99% of people do not think. We default to our program language, our program thought pattern, our programmed assumptions and perceptions. And we think that that's us thinking, but it's not. Thinking would assess the situation, look at your goal, look at your the desired outcome, and then fix your thinking on that. So you're faced with a problem. Every problem carries with it the seed of an equivalent benefit. That's Napoleon Hill. So you're faced with a problem. On the other side of that problem is the solution, right? But all you see is the problem. So what would you like to happen? I'm faced with this problem. Ideally, I would like this outcome, right? So then just start speaking about that outcome. Just start speaking the outcome you want. Take your focus off of the problem and start speaking about the outcome. And you're going to feel the frustration ease up. You're going to feel the tension ease up when you get outcome focused, when you choose your thoughts. What's a more productive way of thinking in this moment? And I guarantee you, number one, you will feel the difference because of the power of words. If single words have power, like the water experiment, how much more do sentences have power? Sentences have so much more meaning and nuance. Phrases that we repeat to ourselves, phrases that we've heard growing up that we've just carried on. They have so much power. They have power to bind you. And so what I'm saying is choose a different pattern that serves you and be free. Be completely free of it all. Just like life just opens up when you utilize this approach. And so I challenge you to begin doing that ASAP and don't stop. Just let that be your new normal. Practice it every single day. Let it be your new normal. Just wake up. Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to have the energy. I have the energy to do everything I need to do today. I have the focus that I need to get whatever I need to get done today, right? Like, I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. God is good. No matter what happens, like, everything works together for my good. So it doesn't even matter what happens today, right? So that's my time, y'all. I don't want to hold you too long, but this is so important. Practice this, and I would love for you to come back in the comments and let me know how you felt. What were your takeaways from it? All right, y'all. Until next time, have a good one.